Nathan Zegura, Browns radio analyst, with his thoughts on Shedeur Sanders' performance in the first preseason game.
I think he really applied himself to this game. He's a gamer, there's no doubt. And yeah, that was encouraging. Does it change? As I said, in many ways, this game changes everything and at the same time changes nothing. I don't think it necessarily moved where he is on the depth chart. I think the starting competition, as I've always said, was between, Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. And I think, the injury to Kenny Pickett, if he's not able to go fully in Philadelphia this week, that's going to kind of end that competition right there, because you can't miss 4 weeks of training camp. You just can't and be the starter on a new team. So Joe Flacco, I think will get the nod if that continues in that path. And then as far as the rookies go, both of these guys, developmental guys, obviously they picked Dylan first. Dylan's had a few more opportunities this off season. And, I think that'll continue to be the case. But in the sense of change, what Shedeur Sanders is something that cannot be dismissed. It cannot be ignored. It's a step. He's got to keep making the right steps. But if he does, as I believed all along, Shedeur Sanders has the ability to be the answer at that position for a franchise that certainly is looking for the answer.
With that, let's welcome in Fred Greetham, senior analyst for the Orange and Brown Report. Fred, I don't want to get too carried away. It's one preseason game. He did some things that were pretty high-level quarterback. And again, it's vanilla. It's not, but it's a good first step, I think would be the way I'd respond to it. What are your thoughts about Sanders?
Yeah, it's better than a complete disaster. I mean, I wrote about it before the game that this will be the biggest overreaction no matter which way it goes. If he goes out and falls flat on his face, it'll be a total overreaction. If he goes and lights it up, it'll be a total overreaction. That's just kind of how it was. All you have to do is think just recently, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, another 5th-round pick. They had the Hall of Fame game. I think it was 3 years ago after he was picked, and he just lit it up in that game. And there was a lot of people ready to go with, anoint him. Boy, he's going to be great quarterback. And then we saw how that turned out. So I think it was a great start. I was very impressed with his play. And I just think the one thing about this, Dave, is that if this works, this really is, going to set the Browns up in much better position. Because if he would have been taken 2 overall in the first round, I mean, he would expect to be the starter. But because he's a 5th-round pick, they can really let him go at his pace. And I just feel like if he continues to improve at this pace, you're not going to be able to keep him off the field. And I don't really look at this as you want him to do well and Gabriel not to do well or vice versa. You want them both to do well because it would set the Browns up great if both of them showed that they could be the franchise quarterback. And you have 2 good quarterbacks, as we know in the NFL. You need good quarterbacks. You need to have them both on rookie contracts, and you could have one as a starter and the other as a backup. So I like what I saw, and now I'm anxious to see Gabriel and see if Sanders can back it up and have another solid performance this week.